The Galactic Council had seen countless civilizations rise and fall. They had witnessed empires spanning thousands of star systems crumble into dust, species surrendering with trembling voices, and warriors bowing to superior forces. To them, war was a matter of numbers, technology, and calculated strategies. And when those failed, surrender was the only rational choice. But humanity was different. The Council first encountered the humans when the Third Dominion, one of the Council's oldest and most ruthless allies, expanded its borders into what was known as the Terran Expanse, a cluster of planets that Earth's colonists had settled over the last 300 years. The Dominion assumed the humans would react like any other young species, surrender their colonies, offer tribute, and accept their place as subordinates. The Dominion's fleets descended upon the human worlds with overwhelming firepower. Entire cities were burned to the ground. Colonies were bombarded until they resembled craters in space. On most occasions, such a brutal demonstration was enough to break the spirit of any people. But not the humans. Within days of the first attacks, the human response came. Not with diplomatic pleas for peace, not with the quiet whimper of submission, but with a counterattack so precise, so ferocious, that even the most seasoned Council war analysts were left stunned. A single Terran fleet, outdated by the Council standards, had managed to ambush and annihilate 3 Dominion battle groups near the Kepler Rift. Impossible, scoffed Vroken, the reptilian admiral of the Dominion fleet, when the news reached him. They are a young species with primitive weapons. They should not be capable of such resistance. But the reports were undeniable. Every encounter showed humans fighting with a feral tenacity that defied logic. Even when outnumbered 10-1, they did not retreat. When their ships were damaged, they rammed them into enemy cruisers rather than let them drift powerless. And when offered a chance to surrender, humans laughed. The Galactic Council convened an emergency meeting at the Hall of Stars, a grand chamber orbiting the core system of Natura Prime. The room was filled with representatives of 100 species, each more baffled than the last. Counselor Thalar, a being of pure energy encased in a crystalline shell, spoke first. The Terrans have refused every diplomatic offer. Even when told their worlds will be annihilated, they continue to fight. What logic drives them? It is not logic, growled Cthur High Chancellor Vorlak. It is madness. They do not fear death. They do not fear extinction. I have seen them charge into battles knowing they cannot win. They are unyielding. From the corner of the chamber, an elder historian of the Elitheri species, a race known for documenting galactic history, spoke up in a hushed tone. Perhaps you misunderstand them. The humans have something no other species has ever possessed. They have stories, legends, myths of never giving up, of clawing their way from the dirt of their homeworld, of defying even their own limitations. They do not see defeat as an end, but as a challenge to overcome. The Council members murmured uneasily. Weeks passed, and the Dominion escalated its attacks. Planetary bombardments increased. Human losses were catastrophic. Yet, every time the Council predicted that the Terrans would finally submit, the opposite occurred. Human fleets struck harder, faster, and with strategies no AI could predict. One infamous battle over the colony world of Erebus IV became a legend. A lone Terran battleship, the Iron Will, faced a fleet of 20 Dominion war cruisers. By the time the smoke cleared, the Iron Will was gone, reduced to molten debris, but not before destroying 12 of the Dominion ships and forcing the rest to retreat. The captain of the Iron Will, a man named Elias Rourke, had sent one final message before ramming his burning ship into the Dominion's flagship. Humanity does not surrender. Not today. Not ever. That single act of defiance reverberated across the galaxy. Other species, long oppressed by the Dominion and cowed by the Council's power, began to whisper of the humans, the warriors from a backwater world who refused to bow. In a desperate attempt to break the human spirit, the Council issued a direct ultimatum. Surrender or face total annihilation. They sent a delegation of envoys to Earth itself, expecting the humans to finally understand the futility of resistance. The humans responded with a broadcast that played across every Council-controlled network. A woman stood at a podium, her gaze like steel, her voice unwavering. She was Admiral Catherine Hayes, the commander of the Terran Defense Fleet. You mistake us for prey. You think we will bow because you have bigger fleets and shinier weapons. But you forget what we are. We are the species that tamed fire, split the atom, and reached for the stars, not because it was easy but because it was hard. We don't surrender. We never have. And we never will. Her speech ignited a firestorm. Across the Terran colonies, recruitment surged. Civilians volunteered to serve as pilots, engineers, and soldiers even if it meant certain death. Humanity's resolve grew harder than steel. The Council, for all its might, began to fear the humans. Not because of their weapons, but because of their unshakable will. Every battle the Council won cost them dearly. Every planet they took bled them of resources and ships. And still, the humans fought on, adapting, learning, and evolving. A new term began circulating among the Council fleets: the Terran Curse. It was said that to fight humans was to invite disaster, because they always found a way to strike back. No matter how hopeless things looked. Years into the war, the Dominion fleets were shattered.